Welcome to a review of the Utility Environmental Upgrade Tracking System. And the first thing that we're going to do is to go onto the web browser so you can see where it is in the system. And the McIlvaine Company website shows up in the favorites here. We'll go to the McIlvaine Company website. And you can learn about it, first of all, what you probably have already done to get to this recording by either clicking through the orchard and then on various different ways. But the actual subscription login is over here on the right-hand side, so we're going to go to that. And then we're going to go down to the Utility Upgrade Tracking System. Now, this covers everything in the world relative to utility environmental projects or projects, except China. We have a separate Chinese database and things as well. So let's click on the tracking system, which is every country of the world except China. And we will be looking at a range of things. We have a FGD and DNOx newsletter, and so here you've got a seawater system going into India and Vietnam, and you can learn about a lot of the technology and things there. And the power plant decisions is a database. We have the utility e-alert, which is widely read. And here we're looking at the weekly alert, and this is for February 11th. And so this is something that just came out a few minutes ago, actually. And you can see that you're covering the various different coal, gas, nuclear activities around the world. And in addition to that, we get into technology and webinars every week. Next week is the Utility MAC, and we have a very large number of people signed up for that. We just did one on material coal handling, so we had people from F.L. Smith and Pennsylvania Crusher and so forth that were on, and then you can link to the PowerPoint presentations or even to the complete recordings. So that's all part of the alert that comes out every week, and we'll just go back and maybe look at one more of the alerts so you get an idea of what is included there. And so here's the one from the previous week, and we go to these conferences, and we are interviewing people, and their pictures pop up and so forth in the alert as well. So there's a lot of activity now, of course, in the world, coal-fired power industry, and so we are tracking all these new projects. Again, everything but China, which is in another database, which is similar, but of course it's very large because China is actually putting in more coal-fired plants than the rest of the world combined. A lot of really important other services that you get as part of the tracking system, and maybe we just pick them one at a time here. You do get abstracts of all the different technical papers. Here's a networking directory, and you can go right into major suppliers, for instance. Like you can see Babcock and Wilcox here, and here's 54 people at their Ohio office. And very quickly you can pick up the emails and the titles and all the people that you may want to see. There's an FGD newsletter is a good way to go in by events, companies, and so forth. And you can go in by the various hot topic hours and see all the presentations that have been made in the recent, these are the ones that have been made in the last few months. So the convenient way to get at all those sorts of things. If you want to go a different route and just look at all the hot topic recordings chronologically, here is the way they show up there. And you can, if you want to learn about improving ESP performance, you click on recording and then put in the password. Or if first you want to see who were the presenters, you can go in to where it says more there, and you see who the presenters were. So that takes you through those sorts of things. One of the big uses is to try to identify what's going on in each utility around the world. And so you can click on any utility. Let's say somebody says, find out what's going on at Smith. Let's see if there's a Smith in the, there is a RP Smith, and there's a Lansing Smith, and there's an Elmer Smith. And so you can find out what's going on at Elmer Smith number 1, when it started up, all sorts of different information. If you go in there, what are they doing on particulate? Okay, there's nothing particularly going on there. They replaced the cold side precipitator with a bag house, but that's been in since '93. And you can see what's going on. Again, they've had a scrubber in since '95, and it's stainless steel and so forth there. And mercury removal, NOx removal, you can see whether there's an SCR or not there, what their NOx emissions were. And they did put on a Haldor Topsoe catalyst and did put in a Walco injection system, used Bachmann dampers and expansion joints by Pepco. So there's a tremendous amount of information in the plant reports. If, on the other hand, you're looking to where the new projects are going to be, then that's another good way to go in under the particular projects that are coming up in the future. So if you want, for instance, all the FGD projects that are coming up in 2012, you can see Chesterfield will start in 2012. And so let's go to the SO2 emissions. You can see 2012. The FGD supplier has already been selected, and that's Wheelabrator. So that is, and then you can see the other equipment, of course, too, combustion control and so forth. But we also do get into what's happening with combustion byproducts, and we are getting into bottom ash and where it's going and so forth there. So all these things are displayed by the individual plants there. So we do have the same thing for overseas, and so you can look at plants everywhere else in the world. You can also go in and check out any particular subject. We had somebody that was looking to see what's going on in seawater scrubbing. They just called in this morning and wanted to find out where all the seawater scrubbers are. So one way is to go through the database, but the other way is just to click on the fact that here are all these seawater scrubbers that we're writing about in the utility alert. So that's a real quick way to get to all that. So this is another useful tool. So this is a very comprehensive information system. It serves the supplier and the investor, and certainly anybody in the industry that's trying to figure out what the impacts of a lot of these regulations will be. And again, we are tracking the plants all over the world outside the United States. So you can go in, access by plant, and you can particular country. And if you want to go to Germany or for example, we'll click on Germany, and you can see all the German power plants. And again, the same sort of information that we saw for the U.S. So again, we are in contact with a lot of the worldwide operators of power plants and trying to also keep up with the technology here. So you'll find in our alerts and our webinars and so forth that we are discussing all the latest technology and how it might be applied for the industry. We have a variation on this service called Power Plant Air Quality Systems that's more aimed for the end user, has more of the technical information in it. But the utilities then can subscribe to that system and still participate in the webinars and the other options that are available to the tracking system suppliers. But it does mean that we have Duke Power and Central Public Service in Texas and and Ameren and many of the other utilities who are subscribers to our system as well. So we really are really a knowledge bridge between the suppliers and And that gives you a brief overview of our utility environmental tracking system. And thanks for spending some time with us.